Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington, an original shark from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and with me is Elle Anderson. Elle, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Now, I love your story because you're an entrepreneur. You've been involved in mergers and acquisitions, and that's really powerful. But 2 years ago, you bought a company called Premier Landscapes, and in less than 2 years, you built it from 4.5 million to over 18 million. And in cutting lawns and things like that, that's a lot of lawns you're cutting. Okay? And I know you do more than lawns. I'm joking a little bit, but tell me what drives you on a day-to-day basis to have such a passion for building businesses and buying and selling.
Well, I like to see where I can really add value.
Right.
The number one complaint about landscapers all across the country is they don't show up.
I know what you're talking about. Okay.
When I looked at the industry, I thought I can do really well in this industry.
Yeah, right.
So our
Just set an
commitment
appointment and be there.
right.
Okay.
So we're on time every time, which is, obviously an easy requirement to hit. But we also are 100% committed to on-time closings. So most of what we do are installations, so big new developments,
Right.
residential, multifamily, warehouses, stuff like
Nice.
that.
Yeah.
So being on time every time and getting those closings in when they're really needed.
Right, and I know you have a saying that you use, that you work, you like to work on your business, not in your business. And so what, for those that maybe don't know exactly what that means, it's a smart tactic as an entrepreneur.
So I work on my business, so I don't do any of the day-to-day operations. I just focus on growing the business, how we can improve and put in, systematic changes,
Right.
And growth, but I don't get involved in the day-to-day operations.
Right, so you're not out there edging and.
No, no.
Yeah.
We'd be in trouble if
Oh,
I were.
yeah. I got you. So in terms of the landscaping business, you mentioned, one of the unique aspects is you show up when you say, but what are some of the other things that makes you a cut above the rest in the marketplace?
So we are 100% committed to on-time closings.
Right.
And just last year, we were doing a job for a general contractor, a GC, and they were building a strip mall, which had Starbucks in it.
Starbucks, yeah, sure.
So, and all the Starbucks use the same pavers.
Right.
So we ordered the pavers well in advance, and we find out right before that they are out. The local distributor was out of the pavers, and the manufacturing plant was out of the pavers.
Oh my goodness.
And not only that, they were not even scheduled to make more of these pavers until after the closing date.
Oh, wow.
So I'm sure most landscapers would have just pushed it back on them.
Starbucks was not going to be happy,
Yes,
okay?
right. So, but my operations director took it upon himself. He called up the general manager of the plant,
Right.
explained the situation. That GM called back in 10 minutes. He had found the pavers. We sent our own driver across the state,
goodness.
got the pavers, got them back, closed on time.
On time. I love it. That's fantastic. So that's a unique aspect because I have had various landscaping companies and not had the same great experience as that. And so that's great. Now I know out in the world of doing all the work and building the business, there's probably a lot of challenges that you guys have, but how do you overcome those challenges? What's the process that, just from a mental standpoint, I just heard the example of Starbucks, but building the business, going from 4.5 to 18 million, what other things are you experiencing? How do you overcome them?
So one of the great things that we can bring to the table is value engineering.
Right.
So value engineering is we take the landscape plan,
Right.
we totally analyze it on the irrigation side as well as on the planting side, and give our clients options where they can save a lot of money,
Right.
And still be 100% to code.
Right, very good. And so that's VE, the value engineering,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
And so you've been, for more than a dozen years or so, or buying, building, selling, merging. I see probably think there's some things in the works for you. Maybe we don't want to get into that here, but it's when I think of an $18 million a year company that does landscaping, that's very substantial. And congratulations on building that. And,
Thank you.
and I'm sure that the future holds so many bright things. But I would just love to also hear. Can you give me a story without naming any names, because I don't want to put any competition in a negative light, but somebody that maybe had another company and then you came in and a transformation that was very powerful of the service of landscaping that you provided.
Sure. In fact, last year we were, so in the big residential communities, there's two parts of the landscaping. There's the land, which is like the common areas.
The common areas, right.
And then the single family homes.
Right.
And we were doing the single family homes on this project, and the landscaper for the land portion wasn't showing up. Number one problem. So, and they weren't getting it done in time, so that slows up the selling of the homes. So they asked us if we could step in.
Right.
And so we stepped right in, and, finished it. But what we realized is that it was under, a Water Star program, which is to save water.
Okay.
And they weren't using the required irrigation materials. They were using the cheaper regular materials, not the
Gotcha.
Water Star materials. And it's a huge liability.
Oh, wow.
For GCs and for major home builders.
Sure,
that
yeah.
they don't even realize probably.
Yeah.
So, and it goes underground. The irrigation stays there forever,
Mm-hmm.
and it all has serial numbers, so it could come back.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So, I mean, it sounds to me like you were by the book, on time, and you got to run this I mean, obviously it's a huge business, but, you're dealing with lots of people that, how do you keep them on time? I mean, do you have incentives for folks or disincentives if they're not on time? I mean, like, you're done, right?
Well, our operations director is old school, very strict,
Yeah,
and
that's good.
if someone's not on time, they're out.
So you've assembled a great dream team.
Yes,
That's great.
absolutely.
So for anyone out there right now that might be interested, I'm thinking that there might be some landscapers that might want some help from you, or maybe you're going to buy them out at some point, because there's roll-ups in industries that might be something that you're looking at. But those that might have an interest in tracking you down, or any kind of words of encouragement you could give anybody that's out there looking for the right kind of company like yourself.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking to have, your supers or your project managers not running around, where's the landscaper, where's the landscaper? Please, contact us. We are on time every time. We're 100% committed to on-time closings, and we do everything to code so that there are no hidden liabilities.
So I want to thank you. This is great. Value engineering. Let's summarize a couple of the things that we picked up here. This has been a great success for you, and to go from 4.5 million to over $18 million in 2 years, and less than 2 years, is very powerful. And I think the applicable phrase is that you work on your business and not in your business, right?
Yes.
Elle
Thank
Anderson,
you.
thanks for being here today, and thank you for listening also. Take care.